They told you the moon was a rock, a cold reflection drifting through black space. But the moon was never just a satellite. It is a gate, a presence, a force. Its glow touches oceans and blood, thoughts and dreams, wombs and memory across time. What science calls light, the ancients called breath. What astronomers call orbit, sages called rhythm. You were taught to ignore it, to see it, but never feel it deeply. Yet the moon is alive in the language of the subconscious, written in cycles and silence. Its phases do not pass. They speak, each one unlocking a hidden code within you. Tonight, 5 forgotten lunar powers return, once hidden, now whispering through the night sky. The first power is emotional magnification, the way the moon stirs human water within. You are made of tides, and the moon pulls you the same way it moves oceans. Hospitals overflow during full moons. Sleep disappears, tension rises, dreams become portals to other realms. Science dismisses the chaos as coincidence, but those who feel know something deeper is stirring. The moon does not cause madness. It reveals what you buried beneath the surface. Its light shines through emotion like glass, exposing every wound, desire, and shadow without filter. You cry for no reason, argue over nothing, remember things you swore you had forgotten. Because lunar light brings the subconscious to the surface, raw and impossible to suppress. The full moon is not dangerous, it is honest, and that honesty demands release. When you resist, it feels like pain, but when you surrender, it feels like cleansing. That is why so many ancient cultures danced, wept, and fasted beneath the full moon. They understood emotional purification was part of spiritual evolution, not weakness or imbalance. But you were taught to hide your emotions, so the moon feels like disruption instead. In truth, it is a mirror, one that cannot lie, one that strips illusion. When you align with it, your emotions no longer control you, they inform you instead. The moon shows what needs to be felt, so the soul can rise lighter. The second power is intuitive awakening, the amplification of inner sight through lunar influence. As the moon grows full, the veil between dimensions thins, allowing vision beyond the ordinary. You sense what others think, feel what others hide, and hear thoughts not your own. Your intuition sharpens like a blade, and symbols appear in dreams with potent clarity. You dismiss them as imagination, but they are signals encoded in the lunar field. Those who meditate under moonlight report visions, prophecies, and visitations from beings beyond the veil. These are not hallucinations, but transmissions, tuned to the vibrational gate the moon opens. This is why oracles always worked by night, in silence, beneath the silver glow. The moon reflects both light and darkness at once, allowing balance in psychic perception. It does not choose what you see. It reveals what you are ready to handle. That is why sometimes it shows angels, and sometimes it shows your hidden wounds. Both are true, both are you, and both are paths to deeper spiritual vision. New moons bring silence, a blank page for your spirit to write intention with care. But full moons bring messages, not through logic, but through symbols, energy, and the language of dreams. You are not disconnected from the moon. You are a receiver of its sacred signals. To know yourself, you must also learn to know what the moon is showing. The third power is karmic echo, the way the moon stores and reflects ancestral memory. It circles the earth, not just in space, but in energy, absorbing echoes of humanity. Every cry, every ritual, every sacrifice, every prayer, all of it recorded in lunar memory. You feel this when you face the same emotions at the same lunar time. That is not chance. It is a karmic loop triggered by energetic alignment with the moon. Many think they are cursed, when in truth, they are simply unaware of the pattern. The moon reactivates energetic contracts you forgot, you signed in lifetimes you cannot remember. That is why you repeat cycles, meet the same souls, feel déjà vu in waves. But those who learn to read these patterns gain the power to dissolve them. A full moon reveals the contract, and your awareness is the key that unbinds it. The past does not own you, unless you ignore the signs that seek your freedom. In sacred rites, old souls once wrote new vows by moonlight, resetting their timelines with clarity. They saw the moon not as a rock, but as a living recorder of soul truth. It remembers what you forget, and it reminds you through emotional repetition and spiritual tension. Each full moon asks, will you awaken now? Or repeat once more until you're ready? Those who say yes find liberation. Those who refuse remain trapped in cycles they deny. The moon does not punish or reward. It reflects and reveals without judgment or filter. Its job is not to control, but to reflect what you must face to evolve. When you understand this, karma becomes choice, and the moon becomes an ally in healing. You stop fearing its phases and begin preparing for them as sacred appointments with yourself. This is how the ancients lived, not ruled by the moon, but guided by her. They tracked their wounds, their visions, and their karma by her ever-shifting silver face. Now you begin to remember what they knew, and the light returns to your spirit. The moon was never far. You were just asleep beneath her watching eye. The fourth hidden power of the moon is its control over sacred biological time. You were taught to follow the clock, but your body follows something far older. The moon speaks to your cells, your blood, your hormones, and your subtle inner rhythm. Every cycle within you responds to her glow, whether you understand it or not. The female body especially echoes the lunar calendar with perfect cosmic accuracy and silence. 28 days, 4 phases, one mirror between flesh and sky, between womb and universe. This is not myth. It is ancient synchronization between the moon and human evolution. Before electricity, women ovulated under full moons and bled during the darkest lunar nights. Villages once shared these rhythms in sacred silence, guided by the pulse of stars. They planted crops by lunar light and gave birth under specific moon phases for balance. Midwives watched the moon more than the calendar, and their results defied modern explanation. Healing occurred faster, pain was lessened, and life flowed with less resistance and more purpose. Because the moon does not just reflect the sun, it regulates vibration in your DNA, the shin. Hair grows differently under different phases, and sleep shifts as the moon rises and falls. Even the ocean's creatures follow the lunar tides with flawless ancestral intuition and clarity. Yet humans forgot, distracted by screens, broken clocks, and fluorescent lights with artificial rhythms. But your body remembers, even if your mind has forgotten this sacred lunar contract. When you realign with lunar timing, your energy balances and your intuition returns stronger. You stop pushing against time and begin flowing with the cycles of natural power. The moon becomes a teacher of patience, surrender, preparation, intention, and spiritual activation. When you understand this, you no longer fear stagnation. You welcome it as sacred pause. Resting during waning moons and acting during waxing moons becomes your strategy for success. The moon is your calendar, your compass, your organic pulse hidden behind ancient sky veils. And when you trust that pulse, your path becomes smooth, synchronized, and full of meaning. The fifth and most mysterious power is the moon's ability to amplify human intention. This is why rituals work better under moonlight, and prayers feel stronger at night. The moon is a cosmic transmitter, sending your thoughts beyond space and beyond form. What you feel under her glow echoes through energetic layers of the quantum field. Fear becomes louder, but so does clarity, courage, love, and focused sacred willpower. The moon does not judge what it amplifies. It simply magnifies what is already present. This is why awareness matters, because unconscious energy also spreads through the same lunar mirror. You become a broadcaster, and the moon reflects your signal across invisible spiritual networks. Ancient cultures timed ceremonies with precise lunar phases, creating change through collective frequency projection. They aligned voice, motion, and fire to the moon's pulse, manifesting outcomes with discipline. Modern humanity calls this superstition, but the elite still follow lunar cycles in silence. Why do secret societies conduct mass events on eclipses and blood moons without explanation? Why do disasters and revelations often align with full moons or new moon alignments? Because they know what you forgot, that the moon is a gate for energy transfer. And through that gate, intention becomes structure, thought becomes matter, and fear becomes control. This is not fantasy. This is knowledge denied to keep you disconnected from your origin. Now we enter the final truth, the part they never wanted you to suspect exists. What if the moon is not a natural satellite, but a designed spiritual mechanism? Its size, distance, and behavior defy logic, geometry, and randomness according to cosmic math. It is perfectly positioned to create eclipses, regulate tides, and affect human consciousness consistently. Ancient stories from multiple cultures say the moon arrived suddenly, not gradually, in the sky. Some texts suggest it was placed in orbit to stabilize or monitor Earth's energy field. Others hint it was created by beings far older than our oldest myths can remember. Whether machine or construct, the moon is not just rock, it is technology wrapped in mystery. You have looked at it for years, but never truly seen what it reflects inward. The moon holds memory, vibration, sacred codes, and maybe even locks that guard higher realities. It may act as a filter, preventing full awakening until humanity is spiritually ready again. And that readiness begins when you stop worshiping light and begin understanding reflection and shadow. You are not here to escape darkness. You are here to master it through alignment. And the moon teaches that mastery comes from balance, not denial, from presence, not control. When you meditate under the moon, you open circuits forgotten by centuries of distraction and fear. You step back into a current that flows through witches, prophets, healers, and forgotten priestesses. The moon becomes a compass, not for direction, but for destiny, intention, and soul remembrance. Every full moon asks, are you ready to see what still holds you back now? Every new moon asks, are you ready to plant something worthy of sacred manifestation today? These are not questions from above. They are invitations from within, masked in moonlight and silence. Those who listen change, not suddenly, but rhythmically, just like the moon herself always has. Their lives begin to spiral upward, not through effort, but through spiritual synchronization and trust. Because the moon reflects your energy back to you and shows you what you've ignored. When you finally pay attention, life stops shouting and starts flowing through lunar awareness again. So tonight, do not stare at the moon like it is just a light. Stand before it like a sacred mirror, open, honest, and ready to hear truth. Let go of doubt, fear, confusion, and all illusions they sold you in daylight. Let the moon show you the rhythm of your soul written in cosmic breath. Align your body, thoughts, and spirit with her pulse, and begin your remembering now. You are not lost, only out of rhythm, but that rhythm is returning tonight. 5 powers hidden in plain sight, now revealed by the voice of awakening within. The moon was never silent. You just forgot how to hear her song completely. Subscribe to Wake Up. We reveal the truths they erased, one lunar whisper at a time. Click the bell and remember what the moon has always been trying to tell you.